Hi guys, it's Hannah here. We are in LA and Olivia's not with me, she's back at the apartment and I've just woken up so I'm nice and freshly washed hair. We had a great discussion the other night with Ben about, wait, what was it about?
It was about losing weight together.
Losing weight together. I was trying to figure out how to word it. Pros and cons.
The pros and cons of losing weight, going on a journey together.
Going on a journey together. And also how important it is to have a partner, but there are pros to that, but there are also cons that you need to watch out for. Also, and how to be strong about that. So we decided that we really wanted to post it because there was some great information on that, and you had 3 separate opinions about it in 3 separate journeys. So it's a good little ditty to watch.
It's a good little ditty, and I mean you could go watch the original too. I mean I'm just saying there is another channel involved.
Pick your channel out, Ben.
I mean, of course you're gonna watch it on My Inspiration, but then if you want to go to Don't Be the Fat Husband, I mean I wouldn't complain about that.
And who's the not fat husband?
I'm in the process of not being the fat husband.
What do you mean in the process? You are not.
I'm in the process. I'm a formerly fat husband who's...
You're that skinny husband. I mean, this man is skinny, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I'm kind of sad because I'm leaving LA. Ben's, my trusty brother, taking me to the airport. So that's kind of sad. But we did some very, very important stuff here, which we'll talk about later.
We're going to talk about a weight loss journey, and we're going to talk about going on that journey together. And what makes that better and what makes that harder in some ways. I know a lot of you guys are married, and that was a real big concern of ours when Olivia went on the show, was when she came back, you know, if I hadn't lost weight, hence the name of this channel, Don't Be the Fat Husband, if I hadn't changed, if I hadn't made any changes in my life, how much harder would it have been for her? And this sort of thing. If we were in different places in our journey. And then also, you know, Hannah has a boyfriend. Man friend? A man friend. Man friend? I like man friend. I
like the term boyfriend.
I like that. Man friend. Yeah. That's pretty good. Pate, whom you guys have probably all met if you've watched My Inspiration, which I'm sure you have.
Everybody if not, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to just talk about that just for a second. So, my thing is, here's my 2 cents. I'll kind of answer the question.
What's your thing?
My thing is that I think it's vitally important that you're on the same page with your spouse or your family that you live with.
Or your girlfriend.
Or your girlfriend or your man friend or your woman friend. No matter where you are, you need to be on the same page. Now, does that mean you need to be identical? Absolutely not. You guys, I don't know if I've ever talked about this before, but when Olivia came home from the show, we had always eaten together. She'd always cooked us these wonderful meals. I had always done the dishes. And then because we were in our own routines, we basically started just eating at the same time, but eating different stuff.
But he still does the dishes.
Nah, yeah.
You got robbed on that one, Ben.
I got robbed.
I clean the toilets. That trumps everything.
Well, that does. I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that. So, anyway, it's kind of funny sometimes when we think about it. It's normal to us now. But it was kind of like, you know, we know what works for us. So we're going to eat together at the same time, but we're going to eat different stuff. And that's not always practical in your family and kids and all this kind of stuff. But for us, it works, and it really has worked for us. And so I think that shows we're on the same page as far as eating healthy and making sure that we're in, you know, online and working well together, but we're doing the thing that works for us. So that's an example of that. So what about you, Olivia? What do you think?
I'm gonna let Hannah go next.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm like yelling it back here.
Is she in the frame? I can't even see. Ben, is she in the frame?
Yes.
Okay, go.
I think one of the most important things are too is you want someone with kind of a like mind with what you're doing, someone that's going to support you no matter what. It's really hard to come home and you're eating healthy and someone else is ordering pizza, and that happens a lot. That happens a lot of people that are on The Biggest Loser, and they come home and their spouses just aren't on board. So when you're embarking on some kind of health or fitness journey, you need to sit down and have a conversation with your significant other that you need support, and that if they don't need to lose weight maybe, but they want to be more healthy, doing it together is the best way, for sure.
That's good.
Now I can't eat as much as Pate, for sure. I mean, he eats truckloads of food, and I would be obese. And don't tell him I said this, but I don't understand how he has such a chiseled body because I work out harder than he does. I'm sorry, Pate. If you're watching, boy, you know it's true. anyway, I guess that's from years and years of being overweight and unhealthy. But for him, it's years and years of being healthy that he's able to look this way and feel this way, and he's treated his body much better than I've treated mine. So anyway,
I feel like it's super important to have somebody, whether it is just a friend or a family member, or I mean, I've obviously been very blessed because I've been able to do it with a family member and a spouse, which has been awesome. So I feel like for me,
you hit the jackpot.
I did. I hit the jackpot because I have support everywhere. But I do find that whoever you choose to go on your journey with you, because I feel like you do need support from somewhere. Make sure, if you're in the luxury where you get to choose, make sure you choose somebody who is just going to be really, I always go back to that idea that iron sharpens iron. Somebody that's going to make you really want to work hard, and someone who's going to really motivate you and inspire you and is going to make you better. Because I think sometimes, not always, but I know for me, I would always gravitate towards people who I wasn't very threatened by. And I'm not saying you need to like gravitate towards somebody who's like going to threaten you or something, but somebody who is going to really push you and like make you want to be better. I don't know. That's just my choice. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think that's great. You need somebody to challenge you. I mean, that, you know, I always think about that when I'm like at CrossFit and stuff like that. I want to be in the class that's really hard and I'm the worst one, because it feels really good to be in the class where you're the best, but you're not going to get any better. And I think that applies to your own life. Okay, push me. All right, I really want to just eat bad tonight, but when I get home and I know that you're eating good, I'm like, oh, I can't eat that crap. I wanted to, and I think that's the biggest thing. I think that's really what you're talking about iron sharpens iron. I think that's really, really important. And you know, I think that you can have conversation if you're in a place where you don't feel like you're being supported by, say you have roommates or you're married, whatever your situation is. You just need to be really honest. You need to be honest with people, and you just sit them down and say, I need help. I know you can't live your life according to me, but can you help me by not having this in the house for a little while? Because I really need help. And that's being honest, and that's not forcing someone. You don't want to do that. You don't want to play the game where guilting someone into helping you. Don't do that.
Yeah, but at the same time, if somebody has come to you and you're not overweight and they've asked you to help them, just throw somebody a bone and help them out, because if you've never been overweight, this stuff is hard. I'm sorry.
Let me tell you something, it sucks. Okay?
It does.
Let's be honest here.
Eat your ice cream in your car like a normal person before you get home. You know, if you want to cheat, eat your dozen donuts in the parking lot of your apartment before you get inside, and just help somebody out a little bit. Right. All right, so really quickly, what would you say is a con?
Sometimes when
you better tread lightly here, Mr. Man.
Yeah, why doesn't Hannah go first on this one? What's a con of doing it together?
Sometimes a con is you can pull each other off your plan as much as you can pull each other on. So like if one person eats bad, like the other day, I feel like I'm dogging on Pate, even though I love him so.
We love you, Pate.
He's just the best thing, literally, since Wonder Bread for me. He wanted to eat pizza, and he said, I feel like I'm being a bad influence. And I was like, well, I'm not eating it. I make my own choices on what I order and what I eat. Sometimes I do fall to that trap, sometimes I don't, but you have to make a decision. Just because your spouse goes off, it doesn't mean that, well, like Ben said, you have to eat the exact same thing. So try not to fall off together. That's the other thing. That was the one thing that helped with Olivia and I. Even like when one of us was down mentally, the other one wasn't. So it was always enough to balance off each other, and that's what you really have to keep in mind.
I think that's good. I also think it's really hard. Like, I can say this as being a husband, you always want to take care of your wife. And I think that's probably for wives too. You want to take care of each other, right? You want to make sure you have everything. I really don't want her to suffer. Like if she needs something, I'm like, oh, I'll get you a drink, or I'll get you this, or I think that's a common thing with you know, husbands and stuff.
No, babe, that is not common.
That's not
well, you are a rarity.
It should be common. If you're a husband, you don't do that, get with it. Don't be the uncaring husband.
Everybody needs a bit.
So anyway, that can be a con sometimes, Because if your wife is like, oh, I really want this thing, or I want this cupcake, or I want this, you're like, oh, I'll go get it for you. I don't want you not to have something you want because you love them, right? And so sometimes though...
What are you saying, Ben?
What I'm saying is that can be a con. That's not helpful sometimes.
Right.
Sometimes the best thing is go, well, you said, and it's hard. You have to tread lightly because you don't want to be that guy, you know, whatever. But sometimes you have to look and say, well, you asked me not to do that for you, so I'm gonna do what you asked me to do, even though we're weak right now. And so I think that would be the hardest thing, because you really, really love somebody and you don't want them, you want to provide things for them and you want to give them things that they like. And I think that's really hard sometimes to walk through that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Makes sense. I think just quickly, for me, and I can say this, and both Ben and Hannah will be like, yep. And this is just my nature. And I have to really always keep this in check, is that there's always going to be a part of me that's going to want to compare my progress with somebody else's. And like, well, this person is losing weight faster than me, or, you know, ooh, I lost more this week, or what, or why isn't this working for me and this is working for somebody else, blah, blah, blah. And to always just remember that everybody's different as journey. Everybody's different as journey. Everybody's journey is different, and everybody's body is different. And it's not all going to come off the same way, and it didn't all come on in the same way. So to just always remember that even though you are doing it together with somebody, that the journey is your own and it is specific to you. And as long as you are following whatever plan you set for yourself and all that, then it is going to work out for you in the most perfect way, because it's specific to you. And just as much as you can, encourage each other and be there for each other, but keep your eyes on your own road and your own journey, and try not to compare. I don't know.
I think that's awesome. Thank you guys for hanging out on Don't Be the Fat Husband today.
You're welcome.
And we are in Orange County, California, Anaheim, for VidCon, the like Uber YouTube convention of all YouTube conventions. So we've seen all kinds of YouTube stars, and we've seen lots of young
screaming 12-year-olds
screaming. So
gosh,
it's been pretty unbelievable, but we're having a great time, and we're excited to be here together.
Hope you enjoyed that video. I hope it was really helpful. Let me know what your pros and cons are for losing weight with someone, or if you're losing weight alone, like what are your pros and cons for that? Also, because you might think it's better just to do it on your own. Let me know what you think. And also remember that these are tips that you have to continue to use throughout your life. Don't forget, as always, to like, comment, subscribe, share. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Let's do it, share. Like, comment, subscribe, share.
And don't forget to favorite, too. Tell them to favorite.
Oh.
Favorite it.
Okay, favorite. I don't know. You know, I don't know about all this stuff. I'm just glad that the information's there for you guys. I don't know. I'm not as good at spending money on it. But anyway, they're amazing. And we'll see you next time.